Hello, and welcome to Midwife Life. On this channel, we are exploring all things midwifery, helping students level up and current midwives brush up on their knowledge. In this series, we are going to unpack our birth bag, tell you what our favorite things are in our birth bag, and things we should probably be throwing out. So come along, and if you like what you're seeing, look at the links below as we add more videos, and we will connect them all together so you can continue to watch what is in our birth bag. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below, go over to Facebook and like us at Midwife Life, and over on Instagram at A Midwife Life. All right, let's get unpacking. All right, let's go through the things in the bag. I'm so excited.
I know. Are we like finally doing a recording?
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, we're so excited. This is the first of many. Yeah, it's gonna
Remember
be fun
when you
to
posted
see.
about the birth bag?
I know.
Like a year ago.
Like February of 2019. Well,
Yeah.
Here we are. Your request, we hear you. We follow through.
We are going to look and see what is in a birth bag for home birth.
That's right. Yeah, and some people have super fancy bags. There's all sorts of different kinds, and so I would love to hear like your favorite types, and for you to maybe share a video with us of what's in your bag. But here is what is in my bag. And so you probably saw the little quick video of us taking everything out. Now we're going to go through and kind of talk through everything and then put it back in. And so this first bag that we're going through, Courtney, this is like my extra bag. So it's not my go-to bag. It's like has my emergency equipment in there and things that I typically don't need, but extra things in case somebody runs out of them or their birth kit didn't arrive in time or whatever the situation is. So I use Client Care, love it, electronic health record. I think you still use that at the birth center, right? Yeah, I really enjoy it. However, sometimes, especially at people's houses, Wi-Fi can be spotty or my hotspot can be spotty, and so paper is very spotty. So pen and paper, clipboard, always important, or if you run in and somebody's just having a baby, to just write down times. So I think that's important to have. So I have that in my little emergency bag. And then what I have created, and this has been really helpful for me, so I have somebody that's going to be giving birth soon, and so before and after each birth, but as I'm preparing, I have a list of everything that I have in each bag. So right now we are going through the purple bag. And so I have quantities and everything's in here so that I can do a check to make sure that I have everything that I need. Yeah. And I'm willing to share that.
You are so organized. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So
just gonna bring this up to show you. She has like all the things written down, and I may be way too close. But seriously,
the
this
quantity
girl,
and then where it's located.
And where it's located.
Because I can't stand looking for things. It drives me crazy. So, and also if you have a student or you're working with another midwife that maybe doesn't typically work with you, it's really, I think, helpful for you to like have a reference guide for them so that they don't have to remember everything.
Right, because it doesn't matter how experienced you are. If you don't know where the supplies are to do that thing that you need to do, it doesn't matter.
Right, yeah, you can't be very helpful if you don't know how to get the thing that you need. Yeah. Something's beeping at us. Is that okay? So we'll go through...
Siri.
Did we activate Siri?
Apparently.
Oh, is she ordering us a pizza or anything?
I don't know.
I'm gonna ask her for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, we'll just go down the list. So this area here is where we unpack the purple bag, and so there should be 2 adult masks. And so here we go. Always important in case you have to give mom extra oxygen, that you have some extra masks available. And the bag and mask for baby. Perfect. Yeah.
And then this just connects to there if you needed to give oxygen and not just breaths.
Right, exactly. Awesome. And I usually have the mask covered with plastic. I don't know why that's not. And in here too, I'll just add a few things. So, the NRP has this really little cheat sheet that's laminated. Have you seen this? I think I got it in the newest version of the book. But it's really great because it talks about Mrs. Opa and going through those and so the steps. So you can have that if you're doing a resuscitation handy. And then the bulb syringe, I rarely use them, and people get these in their birth kits. So for home birth, I have everybody extra things.
What a great idea to have this in the thing with the baby mask. Like, seriously.
Right.
We have one of these at the birth center. I don't know if you remember, that is like a giant blow up. So if we do need to do NRP, we like take it from its discreet hiding place and put it up so everyone can see it.
Right.
But I love for home birth that it's like in the same place as everything.
Right. Because we don't probably want to bring like a poster size.
No, that would be silly.
Resuscitation.
Yeah.
And I will also say, like, if you're assisting other midwives, like I got called to help out some midwives the other day that were at there's a partner team that worked together, and they had 2 women in labor at the same time. So I went and helped. And I've been at a birth before where I had to resuscitate a baby, and I didn't love the bag and mask that the midwife had. And so when I was going and preparing, I grabbed my essential oils and my bag and mask and figured I had everything that I needed. No, I mean, they had all their stuff. But I think it is smart if you're assisting other people, if you have like your stethoscope that you love or whatever those things are, like to take them.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Familiar with the equipment if you need it.
If you're assisting, this is going to be a big part of your job if a baby needs resuscitating.
Right,
so.
yeah, and super easy to put. So that is in my extra purple bag, and
Set that there to put away.
syringe and Clorox wipes. So you always want to wipe down everything after a birth before you put it back in the bag.
Love
So
that.
it stays clean. We talked about the NRP protocol that's laminated. Oxygen. So we have the tank here, and we have the regulator here, and maybe we'll do a how-to video sometime of how to put this together for new midwives, because it can be intimidating. I remember the first time that I put a regulator on, it was like, oh my gosh, especially if you don't get it sealed right and it starts leaking.
Probably something you should practice ahead of time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So you should have those, and I always put those together at a birth. I pull out the oxygen, have it in a safe place where it can't get tipped over by a pet or a child, and have it turned on.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
And the key, and let's see.
Essentially useless without the key.
Right. And then I have some tubing for the oxygen tank and cannulas, and also just straight up tubing because sometimes you give a baby blow by.
Okay. Yeah.
And so those are. Oh, where is my eye protection? I think, well, it probably went by really fast in that time-lapse video, but it is important also if you have student midwives, you should always have, I think, eye protection available. And so you don't have to wear like ugly glasses. You can be like, you know,
you're so
stylish. Yeah, thanks. So I have my eye protection that I actually never use, but it's in there. You should use it.
I had a midwife the last day of my rotations who I hadn't really worked with, but I stayed to do a last birth with her, and she like pulled me out afterwards and was like, you did a great job, but I have like one major critique for you. And she essentially pulled out like these big bottle glasses, and she's like, you see these? I wear these to every birth. They do not help me see. They protect me from all of the junk. And she like pulled her glasses off, and they were like covered in gross things, and it made my eyes feel really yucky.
Right.
So I used to wear contacts at the time, and now I just always wear my glasses as a form of protection.
Right.
But yeah, smart. I mean, you have someone's water break and like splash in your face. Guess where all that's going?
It's true. Yeah, it's good practice, and plus I think they've done studies where they've shown that people actually are perceived as more intelligent when they wear glasses. So I think I'm going to actually wear my glasses for the rest of going through this bag. As a reminder to wear this on my next birth, because you're right, I should. Yes.
They'll perceive you as more intelligent.
Exactly, yes. And I'll be protecting myself. All right, and the next thing is in my nice patriotic bag of America there. This is what's great. I love bags, and like being a bag lady is really helpful for being a midwife, because I pulled out all these random bags to put things in.
Didn't even have to buy any new stuff.
Exactly. Pull socks.
Pull socks. Love this thing.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, they're super handy, and also something if you're a student midwife that you want to practice ahead of time.
Can you use that to wrap it around baby?
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Yeah, like if you're doing a resuscitation or you're kind of concerned, so that it stays there. And so this is a piece of equipment. It can be kind of like persnickety, don't you think? Like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work.
So really getting good practice with it when you have the opportunity is great.
Exactly, yeah. And you can practice on an adult and how to put everything together, so, because they're really useful. And also for doing congenital heart screening at 24 hours. And then the recessive back is, oh yeah, I haven't seen one of these. This is actually my partner's.
I have not seen this. When you pulled it out, I'm like, I have no idea what this is.
Right.
Hopefully you can explain it to me in this here video.
Right. We'll have to do a separate video for this, but this is for if you have to do suctioning, and I have not had to use it yet, but instead of using like a Deli or like a bulb syringe, which you know has that big fat tip, like this is if you're trying to suction a baby and you pull this in and it has other tubing and parts, but it's for suctioning a newborn.
So fun,
right? All the fun toys that you get. I probably don't need my hair pinched in there. All right. Great. And the next thing that we have is
the newborn kit.
It's the newborn kit, and so that is the one thing that when I go to a birth and I set up, I pull out trays. I have people get out like cookie sheet trays, a couple of those, and those are also a nice hard flat surface if you have to do a resuscitation. And then I put Chex pads out, put everything out that I might need handy, and then cover it so that it stays clean and protected. And so this little box is the newborn kit, so it has some extra hats in it. Yep.
And also Rosalind is super, I mean, we already knew this from the labeled where things are, but also every kit is labeled, and you'll see later that all the other kits have like everything that is in the box labeled on the thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's handy and helpful.
Hats.
Yeah.
We got a stethoscope here. Measuring tapes. I always think that like this part's so this one is like so short but appropriate.
Right. Yep. And again, these are all things that my clients order in birth kits, which is pretty standard, but they're just extras in case. So that's to check for bilirubin levels if a baby's jaundice.
Oh, cool. I've never seen one of these. So I work at a birth center, and Rosalind does home births. So some of these things are totally new to me, like this bilirubin thing.
Right. Yeah.
Thermometer, cord clamps. And that is the end of the box. Oh, there's some alcohol pads in here too.
Yeah, there's like alcohol pads and gloves kind of thrown everywhere.
That's a good rule of thumb when you're at birth. Just
yeah, you may need alcohol pads
and gloves. All the gloves.
And what's not in here, and why I go through all of my bags before a birth, is I don't have a scale and a sling, and that's because I only have one scale, and so it's in my other bag that I take for postpartum visits, and so I now need to move that back into my birth bag so that I have a scale to weigh the baby after he or she is born. And then a thermal blanket is the last thing. Yep, and that would just be right. So we know babies can get cold very quickly, especially if they're having a hard time transitioning. So this would be again an emergency situation, which most of the things, except for this newborn kit, are emergency
extra
items. Yes, exactly. So they're not except for like I pull out the oxygen and the pulse ox and stuff. But yeah, most of them are just for emergencies. And then I have some extra Chuck's pads. I guess that was in the other bag.
Yeah,
right.
We've gone through this one. That's why you have the list.
I know. That's why I have the list.
Yeah. This stuff was just brought over here. Question for you, unrelated but related. So do you then do your congenital heart rate screening at the home visit the next day, and so you move the pulse ox into your home visit bag, or do you do it before you leave their house?
I move it to my bag for postpartum visits.
Okay,
so that's why I like and I just like having individual bags to grab things, but I like this, and you still do this at the birth center, right, where you have your little newborn kit that you take to postpartum visits, and so then I move this out, and it should have the scale and the sling in there as well, and then the pulse ox, and I take those with me with my regular bag that I take for prenatal or postpartum visits. But yeah, I just have the pulse ox in there in case you're concerned about a baby's like transition and you really want to get a good read on their oxygen saturation.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I just was like, I'm sure she doesn't have 2 of those.
I do not. No, they're expensive.
Yeah.
All right, and that's everything in the purple bag.
All right, thanks for watching this video.
Yeah, we really appreciate you being a part of Midwife Life. And if you like this content, some things that you can do to help us out is 1, to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Leave a comment below.
Oh yeah, leave a comment below, a thumbs up. If you don't like it, don't give a thumbs down. I swear, if somebody does a thumbs down, it's gonna be so sad. Okay, you can privately message us and tell us what you want to see different.
We would love constructive feedback. So follow us over on Instagram at @midwifelife,
Yes,
at
and
Facebook at Midwife Life.
correct. And on our website is midwifelife.com. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Tell us what you love. And we look forward to putting out more content and getting to know you.